What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Finally, after months and months of having a horrible wiring situation, this is gonna all get cleaned up. I've got like light bar wiring, I've got all the fog light wiring, got some other wiring that I can't even remember, but got harnesses here. They're all running through the firewall right there. I've got some like zip tied back through there. So I got a lot going on. We're gonna get this all cleaned up. I finally got my Switch Pro, just got delivered. I got the, I think it's called like SDHQ tray or the power tray, something like that. I don't know, I feel like there was multiple different products in there. But yeah, so let's get this all cleaned up. I'm gonna go take my truck real quick and get the engine bay all cleaned up because it's pretty nasty from the last time I went off-roading. And then get this thing installed. I'm gonna try to be as detailed as possible. So I got two switches down here. One is light bar, one's fog lights. Got another one that says ditch lights, but it's for the fog lights. So get this all cleaned up and then we'll be good to go. I won't need to really do anything else with the interior. So hopefully this will be an easy installation. I'll be as detailed as possible because I have no idea what I'm doing on this. I hate the wiring stuff, but I'm gonna try to break it down as good as I can for you guys. So stay tuned. All right, hopefully my GoPro is set up at a good angle. So let's break this down into sections. We've got the power tray, which will get mounted in the truck. These sides will get mounted to the fender well on the inside of the engine bay area. And then I don't know where that stuff goes, and I don't think anything's going to get connected over here. But I got this from Running for Tacos. Everything is all from Running from Tacos. On their website, it says this comes powder coated black. Definitely not the case, but not a big deal. You can also get another one, which I've heard is a better option. I think it's called by SD Mounts or something like that. They also make one that I guess is better quality. I don't know, but this seems perfectly fine to me. On the back side is taped. It's got the fuse block, terminal block, switch pros, bus bar, all the hardware for it. And how this will look. Here is the fuse block by Blue Sea. That'll get mounted there. 4 screws, 4, just like that. Bus bar, 2 and 2, easy peasy. Or sorry, that's not the bus bar, it's a terminal block, my bad. Here's the bus bar, and then 1, 2, just like that. So that's how that'll get mounted on. Here's a little case for the Blue Sea. Don't know what this thing is called. I know nothing about wiring. I won't act like I do, but I imagine this goes on the battery somewhere. And then just some heat shrink pieces and whatnot. And they did come with these 2 extra plates, aluminum plates, but I don't know exactly where they go, so I'll have to read the back on here. All right, so first we'll start with the fuse block, and you want your plus at the top and then minus at the bottom. So plus meaning the side with the terminal, and then minus the side with the bus bar. So get all these installed. And I read that when you do, I think it's the bus bar, don't tighten it all the way down. Some people even advise on putting some Loctite on these, just especially if you're doing off-roading, anything comes loose, but I'm not going to put any on there. All right, and after that's all mounted, you'll have 2 screws left, and we can attach the Switch Pro. 1. And 2. There we go. And there we go. All right. That's what that looks like for now, at least. And the reason this is facing away, the Switch Pro is facing away, is because everything's going to get attached to here, which will then go into the firewall of your truck. So they want it on that same side. All right, now that we got the Switch Pro installed, got everything else, here's the harness. I'm gonna get that plugged in, and now let's see if I can show you guys this. Hopefully it's in a good angle. Switch 1 is gonna be the top, so you got the brown. Switch 2, red. You kind of just follow it through there. So we'll get all these switches, all 8 of them, and how we're gonna do this is, here's our brown switch. We'll run it up under, and we'll just keep it right there. So keep switch 1 in that spot, and we'll do that for all the switches, all 8 of them. Okay, now that we got these all set up, 1 through 8, we'll just bring these wires down through here. Try to keep everything in the right spot. Okay, this is how your wiring, all the colors should look. So brown in the number 1, red number 2, orange number 3, yellow number 4, 2 greens number 5, 2 blue number 6, purple 7, gray 8. And so from here, I'm just gonna run these wires down this way, down through this little opening, and then we'll snip them. The Switch Pro, I think on their website, they say to cut them along this edge line. I'm gonna leave just a tad bit more room. So I'll probably cut them. So instead of cutting right back here, I'll probably cut like up here. Just leave a little extra room. I don't know, just for any error that I make, which I probably will make errors. I think we're ready to start cutting these. So first I'll show you this. You can see the bunch of them about the same length, and then you have these longer ones which go all the way down to the ground. So the ones you don't use are significantly longer, but let's get this, just make sure everything's good to go. Okay, I ended up marking them with the Sharpie, just going across, and now I can pull all the excess wire. So that definitely makes it a lot easier. All this excess wire, I don't think I'm supposed to keep it. Guess if you really needed to in a bind and you needed to use this wire, you can just heat shrink it, but I don't think we're going to need it for the sake of this installation. And you got all the wires up through here, so I'll take them out now, and we're just going to use our wire stripper. Let me show you guys how. Actually, yeah, they're basically all like the same length for the most part. Like the red ended up being one of the shortest, just because it's, you know, just about dead on with where it needs to be. And then like the green's got to come back around. So yeah, they're basically all the same length, besides the red. The yellow's a little bit short as well. Okay, so we're just gonna go a little ways down on all these, probably around here, because we're gonna use these, where are they at? We're gonna heat shrink them into here. These marine grade, I guess, are really good, high quality. Okay, I just wanted to show something real quick. So I've got 2 heat shrink ring terminals, I got 4, sorry, heat shrink ring terminals on all 4 of the individual wires. There's different grades. So the ones that we're doing for the individual wires, you can see they're pretty small right through there. And the terminal on the yellow is bigger for the double wires. So when you put these heat shrink terminals on, you want, so you see how you have flat side up top right there, and then the side that's lifted, you want that facing down, because these are going to go underneath. It's going to go down through there and then up. So once this is under here, that flat side is now facing up here, but it's going to be facing down, and you're going to have it flush once it's secured on the terminal block. So flat side facing up at first, and then side lifted facing down. So now that we have heat shrink terminals on all of them, this is what we're going to do. We're going to remove the Switch Pro. So I know we installed it, now we're removing it. So let's get this off. And on this side, and I'll show you guys why. It's going to make it easier to put these, to attach these heat shrink terminals to the actual terminal block. So watch. Alright, let's get those. Get the screw out of there, and the screw out of there. And I already took off the 8 screws that are on the terminal box right here. Yeah, so they're all 8 right there. And now, to make this easy, you switch it upside down, and now you're going to install each one back in. Okay, now that we got them all the heat shrink terminals attached, and you have the Switch Pro how it is, we're then going to fold it back towards you, and that's the way that the Switch Pro gets installed again. So it's the same way, and you can Switch Pro is facing up. So now it's just a little bit harder because you got to bend the wires down. If you want to use your hand to kind of fold them back, just like that, it'll make it a little bit easier for you. But now I'm just pushing these down a little bit, and these will bend very easy, so they're not pushed up against the Switch Pro, but it doesn't really matter if they are. Okay, nice. All put back on, everything's all good. So where the Switch Pro is going to be secured to is right there. Now I don't know if this is on all 3rd gen Tacomas, but as far as I know, on the 2020, that's where you have two securing points right on the inner fender. And I guess if you have a hood struts on your 2020, you have to remove them. So basically you cannot have hood struts. And then they recommend getting the 2 bolts, 12mm socket, and just putting them all the way through at first. I think I remember why they said the SD, is it the SD off-road, whatever, that other mount, they said it's a better option, because when we install this, the tray that we have, the power tray, I guess it makes it hard to get to your fuse box or into your fuses and your relays. It even recommends that we remove the top off the fuse box in order to put the new power tray on. Okay, got it installed, and I left it a little loose, that way I can move this around. So what we're going to do now is install the support bracket, or the support leg. Get that off of there. This is what it looks like, a little L shape. And it's going to secure back here, there, and what it's going to secure to, if you go down here in your inner well, you have your differential breathers. We'll try to show you guys exactly where it's going to be getting secured to. So if you look down here, I'm pretty sure it's that bolt right here is what we're going to be securing it to, and it's not really, I guess it's holding that bracket. I'm pretty sure that's it. So where'd that, oh, right here. If I leave that there, looks like it'll go there, and then it'll secure right up to the power tray. So it's going to be this one right here. So you have these two, but it's the one right, almost right above your suspension, and that's the one that the bracket's going to secure to. So I'm trying to get it right now. Almost got it. And again, it's going to be that bolt that you can see up top from here, which is right there. Yeah, I thought that square piece falls off, but so you're not going to really be able to see the bracket, but we have it in the backwards L like this. You're going to use the piece that's sticking out the furthest. So you got an opening back here and here. You're going to use the one on the left. So now we just got to try to, so there it is, that's lined up. Got to hold it with one arm and put the bolt in with the other. Okay, with the power tray, pretty sturdy. That is secure very well. We're going to get our ground, and you've got this one side with like a little bit of an angle, and then one side without it. So it's going to go through your power tray, up around here. We'll go behind there and bring it up to this bolt here, which I have a couple other things attached to it. That's your ground. And then where'd it go? The one other end is going to go right here. All right, so I'm just going to hand tighten it for the most part. And again, it's that flat side of that angled part that's going to go against the truck. Okay, so that's about hand tight, and then we'll bring this other end through and then up and around the Switch Pro. Got it behind that piece. Now we'll get this in here. And that's secured. Cool, now we got the ground in. All right, we're starting to run out of daylight here, so I don't want the quality to get too bad, but we got two powers now, two power terminals. One's longer, one's shorter. The longer one is gonna be for actual Switch Pro, and the shorter one, so we have this rubber grommet right here. That's actually gonna go in, let's see if that's a good angle, go in this spot on the power tray, and then we're gonna feed one end through there. I guess you can tell it's pretty tight. So they said use Windex or some general purpose oil that'll get that through there. Now let's try this. Let's get, whoops, one end Try and feed it up here. This does not look like it's going to be easy. Okay, I got the... Okay. So far, that's been the hardest part of this whole installation, is getting that power, the red power terminal up through that rubber grommet. So now we'll just take off this bolt here, and we're gonna run it up. I was starting to get a little worried because one was longer, which was meant for the power, the Switch Pro, the actual power, and I can't remember which one I installed on what. I'm pretty sure I did it right. The short one to the Blue Sea, to the fuse box. I don't know, I'm getting a little sketched out, but I got it secured, so now we're gonna get the power all going. All right, the next thing is I got all these powers from various accessories. Take those off, leave that there. We have our dual MRBF, and see that one's blue and one's yellow. One's gonna be for the fuse, and then one's gonna be for the Switch Pro. So I just gotta figure out which is which, because if I was to pull them over right now and let's say this is for the Switch and that's for the fuse, the cords are gonna be, you know, intertwined. So I want them to be, you know, just nice and clean looking, if that makes sense. All right, so Switch Pro is blue. So flat, one washer, lock washer, and nut. And then now the fuse. Whoops, my light went off. How about? There we go. Oh my gosh, that's bright. All right, and the same thing on the fuse side. So that's how it looks. Pretty clean. Nothing's tangled up or anything. So we're looking good. Get that secured, and then I'll tighten that down. And I gotta put my cover on for the fuse box still. All right, we're gonna call it a night and then start back up in the morning. I got a decent amount done today. I'm pretty impressed with myself, considering I have no idea what's going on. One thing I'm confused about is, you know, the grounds or the powers for all my actual accessories, the grounds, just like where that stuff's gonna go or what I have to do, like these big chunks of relays. This is what I don't want anymore. And I know the Switch Pro is gonna clear all that up. I'm just eager to know when, at what point do I get rid of this stuff, where do I cut it and all that stuff. And then these 4 extra wires, one being a ground, like what do I do with these? So I'm gonna try to watch some videos tonight and figure this out, because they haven't really talked about it in one of the videos I was watching. But so far, it looks good. Just gonna try to figure out what I do with all my accessories. I mean, I know they're gonna go on here, obviously, but yeah, we'll take off in the morning.